Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. I am currently in my backyard filming today because it's so beautiful and I wanted a touch of nature. And I just had the nicest surprise ever. The missing cat, Riley, was right over there in one of our gardening sheds. And I was so sad and distraught for the last couple of days because I thought, oh my gosh, if he hasn't come after 24 hours, I'm going to take a sip of water because I ran after him. Something terrible could have happened, so I was so stressed. So happy. He's such a little angel baby and a sweetheart, and I love him. So what I thought we'd do today is a nice treat. I'm bringing back the new cards that I just got because I adore them. They're the new Ghost Tarot cards. And all of you guys, thank you again for all your fantastic comments, all your ideas, your likes, subscribes, everything. And whoever donated that 1111, that was so lovely. I'll go back in the file. My husband was like, I'll just put this here and do that because, you know, you have other obligations. So I will thank you personally after. That was so nice because that helps keep this going and keeps me in tarot cards because, as you know, this is my focus now. So I really appreciate that. So anyway, what I thought I'd do is, let me tap into what... Let me pull a card and get an idea on the subject matter today because everybody sent in so many good ideas. Okay, the Six of Wands, which is about celebration. So what we'll do is, how about... I got it. Are things going to go up or down? Are they going to get better or worse? What direction are they going to take? And I'm just going to follow straight through with the cards and have it maybe give some very specifics if it can. Whether it has to do with addiction or whatever, sometimes on the different pile, I'm going to do 3 different piles. It can be that. It can be that you're not quite as close as you would like to be. It could be that there are some issues, maybe a third party, that there's distractions, that there's confusion, all those things, you know, just so let's all get a different perspective on stuff. Sometimes that's what I need to do. Yeah, because I wake up happy, but my husband wakes up like a bear and has all these questions. And I'm going to share this one funny thing with you. Yesterday, he got in some kind of insane, crazy rage over the fact that I took his floaty devices off his Varnays, which I guess are fairly expensive. I just threw him somewhere in the car and he's like, comes raging in the house, where are my Varnays? And I'm like, oh, those sunglasses? He's like, yeah. And he's like, do you know how much they cost? You know, I want to be like a smart ass and be like, I don't know, $1.50, because I was like not going to get into it at that. It was at a thing, you know, when someone comes at you, you're like, nope, I'm not playing. So then I'm like, I'm going to make him seem stupid. Like, I don't know, $1.50. He's like, they're $200, blah, blah, blah. I said, they're in the car. I can go get them. What is the big deal? You know what I mean? So sometimes people come at you a little too from the left, and then you don't want to play. You don't want to be that cool voice of reason because they're acting a fool or a maniac. So it might be, that might be one issue. So I'm going to do these in groups of 5 because I did some storyboarding this morning for some relatives and stuff, and I really love to do that. And your comments are great and very helpful because what someone said too is, can I really define the stacks with a clear, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and when I'm starting each of them, which I really like, and that makes sense. And then at the end of each one, I'm just going to read one of the card snippets from the new book it comes with because it has very beautiful, magical insights, and I'm just amazed at them sometimes, okay? So are things going to get better? Are they going to progress? What might be some obstacles? What's the road or river going down? You know what I mean? I'm just filling them out. I'm getting acclimated with these cards, which I adore, but they have a really powerful sort of punch to them, so I sometimes need to just take it in. So what I'm also going to do between each sort of thing is take a breath and relax and reabsorb. So what we're going to do, we're going to go from this direction to that direction. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So sort of just take those in for a second and see what you might like. Perfect weather out here right now. I have like a wildlife sanctuary back here. I'm not kidding. There's groundhogs, everything. With our gardening sheds, that's where our cat was deciding he wanted his own apartment. I'm like, dude, if you want to live large, it's up to you. I'm really going to try to keep the microphone too. I want to have you guys have good sound. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and I'm about to begin. Are things going to get better and improve, and sort of what direction will they take? You know, a general energy. And then I'll see if I get any... ooh, love it, love it, love it. Okay, let me just sort of, all these critters keep coming out, and I'm like, please don't let me get attacked by some badger or some crazy wildlife thing going on. Ooh. How funny is that? I pulled out a ghost tarot. So I'm going to give you another normal card. And I really need these I need a moment to sort of... Because these are what some of these things are in this is it has a different sort of like ethereal, otherworldly feel and meanings in them. So stuff when they're the major arcana, I'm going to read out of the book, but I'll tell you how I feel like it goes in its sequence. But also, yeah, okay. So this is what we have for you guys. We have the Two of Pentacles. So you always see, you know, the coins and sort of the infinity signal. And then we have the Two of Wands. Okay. Let me really take this in. Two of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. Ten of Cups. Very nice. And normally they're so celebratory and it's so vibrant in the other decks that it just reads very clearly. This comes through just, it comes out a little bit different. Oh wow. Then we have Justice. The Hermit. Wow. Thank you for bearing with me. Oh wow, and that's the Moon. Okay, so are things going to get better? Oh, now that the Moon is right next to the Hermit, I have a understanding. I just put leaves out here so there isn't such a major glare. Okay, Ten of Cups in the middle. I really like that. I like the Hermit because they're going to reflect. The Moon is going to make it not always so clear that advancements are taking place. So just think of this when you're living through this. Are things going to get better? Okay. I feel like in the relationships that you have, this is going to be more pertaining to relationship. Both of you are juggling a lot, I feel like, between your jobs, youngsters, family members, occasions going on, all that. You feel like you have a lot on your plate. So what we need to remember when we have a lot on our plate, and so does our mate, that we share our stories and we buoy each other and we look at things from their perspective with ours as well, but definitely from their perspective, because what happens if we don't do that, it becomes a me, me, me. Well, I have to be here. I have to work at this time. Are you going to pick up those kids? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? And it can be squabbles. So what you need to do is depend on the next card, which is the Knight of Swords. And swords are ideas and notions and communications in this case. And being a knight, you come from a place, you know, again, of hail, of honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love. When you speak to each other, just clarity. And the knights are chivalrous, so they speak to one another like they should, with decency and kindness in their heart, and honoring each other's time and space. Okay, and that's starting to improve, because how you're speaking to one another. You're thinking before it comes out, and you're filtering. You're not coming out with, I have to be here. You're like, well, what's on our agenda? It's encompassing, and they are also like that because you're teaching them. I feel like if you're watching this and you were pulled towards this video and the information is going to you, that's how you're going to share it with them. We teach people how to treat us every day, right? If we come at them with a loud voice, intimidating, too close, that's how they're coming back at us. For sure, it's never any different. People mirror each other. They don't even know they're doing it. They absolutely do. But the fantastic thing is you have the Ten of Cups right in the center. And tens, or completion. But this, with cups and emotions, that's about a celebration, people coming together. You're sharing ideas, you're sharing information, and it's helping you come to smart conclusions, the big picture, which I love. Lately my whole theme is about expansion, no more constriction. When you constrict things, things get smaller and tighter, and people don't have enough room to move, and they feel cornered. And what do cornered people do? They fight and they lash out. So expansive, and there's time for everything, man. We can sit back. We got room to breathe. We're good. Like my husband was going bicycling this morning at the crack of dawn, and he wanted me to get him coffee and stuff. And I just pretend I'm like, I play dead so I don't have to deal. But he wants my company, so I'm like, I will talk to you if you go get me coffee. That sort of thing. Not shut the light off. And it's all about their perspective too. Hey, if I say this, how would I feel if they said that to me? You know what I mean? Like, you look like a cow in that dress, or you look like a buffalo in that shirt, whatever people say, even joking. You know what I mean? Like, I hear youngsters always doing that. And the moon. Now, the moon has elements of magic to it, and we have a full moon coming up on the 24th. It does. In terms of manifestation and having things occur when we put our law of attraction behind it, yes. So put those vibes out there. I really want this to work. I really want them to cease and desist these activities. If it's over much, I don't know, gambling, drinking. I see some people imbibing a little too much and maybe some weed or some drinking, and you'd like some of these addictions to slow down. And I feel like if you go about it the right way and act accepting instead of that sort of inspector and what is this and what is that, that only drives addiction further, because people feel judged. And they feel their mind is already a little clouded, and people are overwhelmed when they turn to addiction. You know what I mean? Psychologically, emotionally, people are carrying traumas and scars with them. That's why they're doing this. So you don't want to add to those scars. You want to heal them and be a balm to them, and start filling their bodies and their minds with better things. You know what I mean? Humor, comedy, good foods, fresh foods, things that nourish them, nourish their mind, nourish their body, and that'll dissipate. They won't turn to those things. So that I do see improving. And the hermit, I want, if you can, to get he or she to also have more time alone, because what happens when we go out and we're social and we work and we have responsibilities, we don't have time to erase that chalkboard, and then we're writing on top of writing, and then we can't see through the forest. You know what I mean? It starts to look like hieroglyphics. It's too much data. It's too much information. It's one of the reasons I'm doing my reading out here today. I felt really compelled to come do some, but my office starts to literally feel like I'm in a sarcophagus or something. I'm expansive. I'm a Sagittarius. I like the outside, and I start to get like, whoa, crap. I feel like I'm in a closet. So I feel like I could do this all day being outside. And once you and yourself too, to whomever this applies, if you feel like, oh my God, I really got to go get a drink or go get a cigarette or something like that, say, oh my gosh, I'd love like a nice cappuccino or some fresh grapes or something that's nourishing you. Lots of times when you get hungry, people, you turn to sugar, you turn to whatever to amp up. Like, I am never going to give it diet advice. I am just a stone cold whack job sugar junkie when it comes to that. I will legit eat my body weight in gummy bears and all that. I've modified it, but I always turn to sugar. I'm like, sugar, 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 candy. I love it. I love it to death, because I love coffee, and I always think like sweet things go with that, right? Like coffee cake. So yeah, adjust your sugar. And again, I always talk about this, and it's for real. It's like, scientists can't say enough about this, and Google it if you want strong facts. If we're on a scale from 1 to 14, we have an acidic or an alkaline rate in our body. Right in the middle is ideal. But if you go a little bit over, like 7.5 or whatever, it kills bacteria, it kills cancers, it kills all those things that thrive in an acidic environment. So if you drink a lot of coffee and a lot of acidic things, add a little baking soda to a glass, swirl it around with lemon juice, and just down it. It puts that balance back up in the safety zone, plus it's murdering all that nasty stuff in your body. It works. I never have indigestion. I never have dietary problems because of that. I don't care how busy I am, I stop and I have that. Do that for yourself. Please Google it and look it up, because you're going to be like, wow, you just feel like your body's like a clean pipe, you know what I mean? No, you don't get those weird cramps, you don't get gas, you don't get all those problems, especially if you're like an airline pilot or you're sitting all the time and you get those things. It's not comfortable, right? Two of Pentacles, juggling, slow that down. Knight of Swords coming in with clean, clear energy and thought, thinking how you're speaking to one another, your perspective. What comes around goes around. You act like an entire jungle cat. They're coming back at you just like that. 10 of Cups. The happy place, the celebration place, the moon. The moon can also hide certain things. So if you want clarity, it also has magic in it, and it has the potential of mass manifestation. So start right now. That full moon's coming. Wake up with that positive drive. You know what I mean? I'm going to lift myself up and the people around me today. Why not? Why have everybody be miserable in a stupid a-hole? You know, it'd be nicer if they weren't, right? For sure. I'm trying to make sure this microphone doesn't go bonkers on me. And the Hermit. Step back, rest, relax, recuperate, watch comedy, watch fun things. I'm going to recommend this movie because I want you guys to comment too on your favorite movies. There's this movie by Luc Besson. He wrote Fifth Element. It's called The Big Blue. It is the most serene and beautiful film I think I've ever seen. It's my husband's favorite film. The music in it is soothing as anything, and the storyline is utter magic. It really is. And the guy in The Professional, that fantastic actor Jean Reno, is one of the main characters. You'll laugh your ass off at him. I call him the dolphin magic man that swims with the dolphins. It's just, everything's so calming. It has an element of beauty and calm. So if you can watch that and chill out, it's like, whew. So yes, I see improvements definitely. And it takes one thing you have to change, just your perspective, how you're looking at it. Look at a more expansive thing. How am I speaking to them? How are they speaking to me? I can relay that I don't like how they're behaving in a very calm manner, not an accusatory. Just a chill way. Chill, 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 to chill, chill, to chill. Yeah, I have to catch myself with that too, because being a fire sign, I'm like, oh no, you need to zip it, shut it, and get the hell out of town. But no, people don't respond well to that. So that is you. I hope that resonated with you. If it did and you're clicking out, remember, if you need any more information, all my links are below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate all your comments so much, you guys. You're so great. Every morning I go through them, I lose my mind how sweet it is. All right, I've got to pick it up because it takes a long time to unload and disload. Wow. Whoa. Okay, again, you know our topic is, are things going to improve? Whether it's addictions, relationships, things like that. Yeah, and here's why. You're shaking the foundations. This is a tower. Ship about to just collapse so you can start anew. You have to create a void to have healing and stuff. So now, whatever you're putting up with in your relationship, you're not anymore. You are drawing a line. You're drawing a line in the sand and you're saying, no. Here's why. There is always bigger and better out there. You have to create a void. Think if your plate is already full, you can't put on more. You're everything off. We're going to do A, B, and C. We're going to correct this. We're going to correct how we speak to each other, what we ingest, things like that. But you literally are like friggin' everything off. And then you have the Star, which is so beautiful because you want equilibrium. I love how she's like pouring everything into the water. It's like the water emotions. Your emotions are coming out. Just temper them. That's all you have to do. I have to all the time when I'm speaking to my husband, if there's big decisions to be made and things like that, I simply say, okay, I would like it if this happens. What do you think of that? And first of all, they're happy you asked for their opinion and that they get input, and nobody's jockeying for the alpha position in the relationship, because that never works. It never works. Yeah, and I call it taking the magic of the stars. You're breathing, you're letting the water wash over you and your emotions wash over you so you can have a full spectrum grasp on it. Beautiful, beautiful when you do that. Nice. Nice. And then the World. So when you have the World with the Star, that's incredible because the energies of the universe, the pushes behind you, the help, the clear thinking, you're coming up with stuff. I feel like a lot of you are into the esoteric and you receive messages. Now, I don't like to get too deep into this. I'm just going to mention like 3D heaviness. I feel like here sometimes on the earth people miss each other's frequencies, because I absolutely believe we are spiritual beings trying to be human, not humans trying to be spiritual. Down here in the 3D where we all operate, things are heavier. That's why emotions weigh on us, because we're not just speaking spiritually to each other. We have to communicate through words, and some people are word wizards. Some people are not. Some people are gesture wizards, you know what I mean? They just put your hand on their shoulder and you are calm and you feel better. It's all kinds of energy that circulate around and is distributed and taken in. And the world in this way is like, it's literally ebbing and flowing, all the good stuff. Here's the good stuff, the bad stuff comes out. So you are, through your communication, and because you rip those walls down and you're starting anew and you're not putting up with bullshit and you're saying, this is unacceptable. I'm not having this in my life. You start to rebuild that foundation. Perfect Ace of Cups. Now, because the universe sees you doing your work and the world is behind you, the universe is going, here's a full cup. Here's a full cup of what you need. Abundance. Work with it. Choose your abundance. Start to manifest. What is abundance to you? Full family time, more income for you to be able to have more wiggle room and things you want to do. Travel, all those things. Start your list. I'm not kidding you. Write it down. Stick it up on a board where you can see it. Write it in blue, and every morning go, oh, when I go to Europe, when I do this. Not if, when. And I have enough. I am abundant. The world is sending this. And the Two of Cups. This is fantastic. If you chose to, basically, you tore it down. You did the work. Now the Star is like, let's fill the emotions and clean them and clean house. And then the world. So the world is like, oh my gosh, look at these people writing this wrong. It's now like a karmic, it's a karmic twist where you've learned that lesson, and the universe and the world love when you learn your lessons because you're listening, you're watching, and you care. You're aware. When people are woke and aware, they get rewards, and your reward is the Ace of Cups and then the Two of Cups, which is a nice, serene, peaceful love. So, oh my God, that is fantastic, you guys. If you chose that, look for all the little clues of abundance. Just change your perspective in the way you choose to see things from both vantage points, and it only will escalate. I promise you that. It's going to just be like an epiphany. You're going to be like, well, why did I struggle and make this so hard before when it was just there and ready? You know what I mean? Wow. So I hope that resonated with you guys. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if this resonated with you. And if you need more clarifying or private reads, everything's on my link below. And thank you, people, for that donation of 1111. That was so nice, because I swear, I was like, I want to get this deck of cards, but I can't be blowing money on it. It was so nice. You know what? I really appreciate it, because this is my full-time thing now. This is what I do. And you guys, wow. Like you just opened the magic box of wishes. So start manifesting. That's so good. I'm gonna die laughing if I didn't turn the camera on or something like that, because you can't make this shit up. Wow. These cards are good. They're starting to talk to me louder. Last night was the first time I used them, and I was like, what? No, what? And now I'm like, yeah, I see them. They like, wow. And these two came up last night too. Let me just clear the air for the last one. Get some water. This is, wow, it's just, I knew it and I felt it. I was like, I got to go outside and do a read and post it up, because people now especially are looking for answers in this harvest time, in this high awareness state. They want answers. And sometimes it only needs that little step for them to get out and be like, whoa, I got this. You know, to get a hold of the reins, get a hold of yourself, your emotions. We'll get back to that one. I'm like, I have to ingest the whole thing. Okay. Jesus. Justice. Got the Devil, Justice, Queen of Wands. Nice. Knight of Cups. Cups and Cups. Okay. Starts with the Devil. So you guys are facing, you are looking at someone with probably an addiction, probably drinking marijuana, could be a narcotic, something that is not good for them. And some of them overeating, high salt, things like that. So you are in that realm. I see this group dealing with people and trying to cope with people with addictions. Could be gambling, also internet, just plugged in all the time, plug. Get them outside. Get yourself outside. If it's you, but I see it kind of as your significant other or family member, outside. There's no bigger grounder, and I call it the humanity recharger. It's basically like you go out, you put your bare feet on earth, whatever. It's like you have just plugged into a battery charger and you're the battery. Boom, you amp right back up. That's what happened to me this morning. I was wide awake, super happy. I started going over all my notes, messages, and plugging into people and what's going on around the world. And sometimes, boom, all of a sudden I'm like, wow, I feel deflated. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go outside and do the read, and now I feel renewed. I feel like I could do this for 10 hours. That's what you need to do with your significant other. Get them outside, because addictions are start in the head, and then they start to multiply and expand. And because they physically usually don't feel great after doing something, they want to dull it out and start again in the same phase, you know. But yeah, overeating, any of those things, it clouds our receptivity to other things because our focus is on not feeling well. And before, like I said at the beginning, really get your alkaline acidity mix in your body together by just putting baking soda in a glass of lemon juice, drinking it a couple times a day. Seriously, kills so many problems. I said before, I literally feel like just a clean pipe. I feel like when I breathe and I move and I can run and I get no, you know, gas pains. I don't get any chest pains because it's a huge part of your body. The bad things thrive in high acid, cancer cells, stuff like that. And once you go over the halfway mark at like 7.4, 7.5, they can't even grow in that because the alkaline kills them. I'm just such a big proponent of that, especially if we are dealing with somebody who likes stuff that's not good for them. But here's where things start to improve greatly, and I believe it's because of you, and I believe this is directed at a woman helping a man. The Queen of Wands was about action and justice. You've had enough. You feel like you are carrying their burden and they're not trying. But the one thing to remember when you approach somebody that is going through an issue is how you approach them. It is completely all in perspective and how you deliver what you're saying when it comes, you know, simply, I love you and all I want for you to be is well. And see how that is received. Never, you are so gross. You can't eat this all day and expect you're lazy, this and that. And guess what? That addiction's going to grow and that wall's going to go up because they're not going to receive that. That's depleting their energy and also killing their self-esteem as opposed to raising it up. All from, remember, Hale, all from honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love. Speak to them how you would like to be spoken to. I really love you and I know this is hard and it's a challenge and I've never been proud of you trying to improve your life and your situation. These things that you turn to, they are not solutions. They're actually harmful, and inside everybody knows that. They just need the time to accept that too. So, you know, kid gloves and, you know, right thinking and speaking at that. And you're doing that because you're the Queen of Wands. You're like, I'm in there and I'm taking care of this, but I'm going to do it the right way. Swords and justice. Justice is like the scales. Hey, if you do this, do you know the reward you get for this? If you go and I'm not kidding, people know just taking a simple walk, how much better you feel. Being outside, how much better you feel. There's been millions of tests of people that feel confined or in smaller areas. They actually get inside their head and they feel heavier, weightier, disconnected because they're constantly indoors or plugged into machines. Just a small time outside. You don't have to do anything outside. Pull out a lawn chair and sit under a tree. That's what I do. Because I got to tell you, once I start something, I have an addictive personality that I am start to finish. I'm like, I have to finish this. It's not. I will literally run myself into the ground trying to do that. And then I'll be all, oh man, why do I feel like this? And I'll be like, you know why? Because it was the most beautiful day and you didn't even go outside. That sort of thing. We all do it. You know what I mean? We're like, oh, I want the butterfly. Yeah, we want to achieve and accomplish, but we need to set, you know, just pretend you're a golden retriever. You want to sit in on a couch all day, you know what I mean? How friggin' happy is that golden retriever when it gets outside? That was me yesterday. I was ridiculous. I got on my bicycle and I was literally like friggin' SpongeBob. Ah, the world is so good. Oh my God, look at this, look at that. Because I had been inside for a day the day before. Relax and release. Be outside, breathe, and water. Be by water if you can. Just the sound of water is so chill. And I'm also going to remember the name of this reader that's fantastic, and I'm going to post some stuff on her because I just found her this morning. I think it's Neya, N-E-Y-E-A, Tarots, and she's South American, and she is like balm to a wound. You know what I mean? She knows what she's talking about. She delivers it beautifully. So nice. And this is nice too, because then you have the Knight of Cups, and cups, again, are emotion. You're refilling their emotional cup because they feel drained. They feel like, oh my gosh, now I'm receiving a support system. Somebody does really care because you're looking at it from the wider perspective, right? Expansion and like, how would I like to hear and receive this information? And you're doing it very well. You're doing, you know, go on Google and listen to a few things and pull out the most beautiful words that ring in your ear. You know what I mean? Like illuminate, activate, things like that. Pro words. Words are my elixirs because they can stop a hostile incident in a second if you choose the right words. They can energize somebody. Again, thank you for the person who said that I energize them more than having 3 cups of coffee in the morning. And you can do that for the person you're helping as well. You fill their emotional cup by letting them know you're there. A quiet smile, a rub on the shoulder, human contact. Holy smokes, can't even tell you. And then look, you're getting, oh, I'm going to cry, it's so sweet. The 6 of Cups, you're offering them joy and happiness by your more expanded thinking, your viewpoint, and you're starting to build an image of things to look forward to for them. Like, oh my gosh, we can do this trip, we're going to do that. That's what people need. People need hope, some expectation, like cool expectation of going somewhere, something to look forward to, whether it's the tiniest thing, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we're going to have this great homemade soup tonight, something like that. I'm going to go to the zoo. Fall is amazing in my part of the world of New England, so it's not too hot, it's not too cool. It's ideal. So yeah, this progression is great. Again, in our last thing too, they recognized it for what it was. They put on their big girl pants and they said, this is what's going on. And I'm going to tell you to use humor and do this if you have the cojones I have when I'm like, I don't want to hear it. And I did this last night and I couldn't believe I did it, but we laughed like for like, oh. My husband came in and he's rah, rah, like a bear over everything, got so mad. And I was like, I didn't even think, and it was so funny. I had my pajama bottoms on. I just pulled him down and I just stood there and I go, yeah, what are you going to do? And he just burst out laughing and he was like, he had no recourse. He was just like, and especially men, it'll work vice versa. I don't even care. I'm serious. Just do something that breaks that thing, especially if they're coming in hard and you know it can escalate. Do something so screwy. Pull your pants down. Friggin' start acting like a gorilla. Do any stupid ass thing to just squash it. Oh, there's a monarch. Yeah. Humor's going to work, I'm telling you. Or, yeah, don't make fun when they're already heated. Don't do stuff that does that. No accusing, no back and forth. It never works. And because that's there, the devil is there, you might want to go back into old patterns. Don't do it. Just say new perspective, new perspective, new perspective, new perspective over and over. I do that when I find myself doing patterns that waste time and things like that, or I exhaust myself on answering every question that my clients send and try to do it one day. I could stay. There's just a butterfly. I'm SpongeBob again. I'm like, oh, butterfly, yeah, butterfly. Don't allow distractions. Remember again, wow, focus, energy, straight line, one thing at a time. You don't have to do everything. And then you're going to get there. You're totally going to get there. And justice is on your side. You're putting in the work. The universe wants to reward that. They're being receptive because of your approach. So I hope that resonated with you. If it did, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. I got some of these ideas this morning from one of my great subbies. Thank you. And yeah, all my information is below in a link if you need any further clarifications. I do some really good private reads on addictions because I know a lot about it. I've had a lot in my family in and out, and I speak to a lot of people, and yeah, I just look up on all the studies and the latest stuff because when people are in denial, it's almost like impossible to touch that, so you have to let them come to their own conclusions, but you don't want to go down the rabbit hole with them while you're trying to do that, you know what I mean? Just elevate them, give them reason. So thank you guys so much. You are the best people, I swear. Your comments and stuff. Yeah, I get excited to come do this because of you guys. So that is you, and I have to get up and actually switch this off because I don't have any helpers. Just decided I was going to come out and do this myself. I'm like, oh, I got this. Ta-da!